minutes on the series that we started a few weeks ago called Pros Galatas. Where'd you get that? Well, that's what it was originally titled in Greek, Pros Galatas. What does that mean? That means to the Galatians, not just the geographical Galatians, but to the Galatian type people. And that series we started a few weeks ago, and I'm just kind of going to recap about it real quick, because we've all kind of had a Galatian experience. Most of us have. You get saved, you get born again. It's pretty pure. It's pretty clean, white slate kind of simplicity. But after you start spending some time in church, it starts getting more complicated. If you can't give me an amen, give me a amen. Let me tell you my story. I got saved, born again, actually driving in my car one night by myself. But the Word of God came to me. The ministry I got was from a Wesleyan church up in Indiana, Wesleyan church. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Wesleyans, but it's like ultra-conservative Methodist. It's kind of where the Methodists came out of the Wesleyans, and the Methodists kind of went a little liberal. The Wesleyans were much more conservative. Anyway, it was through the Wesleyan church is kind of where I originally got born again. And after I got saved, I started, here's the good news. I didn't go to church anywhere for about 3.5 months. Yeah. All I did was study my Bible and pray every day. That's all I did. And because I'd never read the Bible. It was all new to me. I mean, it was like, I said, like, picture a big white dry erase board be in your heart or be in your mind. When I was studying the Bible, it was like that, writing real simple stuff. Like, oh, wow, this is easy to understand. God's good. Wow, he's good all the time. Okay. There was no religious filters that I had to go through. It's like, oh, wow, I can do all things through Jesus who strengthens me. As he is in this world, so am I.
Amen.
All this stuff was just writing on the blank slate. And after about 3.5 months, almost 4 months, then I started thinking, I should go to church. Because I started going to church, and they were like, "Yay, we're glad to see you. Come on in. Now we'll start teaching you how to stay saved. And then we'll start telling you we're glad that you got introduced to Jesus here and got started down that path. Now we'll kind of give you all the do's and don'ts to stay on the path." You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, after a while, I was like, what they're teaching, I mean, they're good people. They're good people. But what they're teaching really doesn't mesh. It doesn't line up with what I study in my Bible.
Amen.
It seems like there's a lot of conflicting things going on there.
Amen.
And so, again, I decided, I think I'll go church shopping. I've never been to any church. So I think I'll go shopping around, visit some other ones, and see what they think, what they believe. And boy, did I learn some stuff. I found out in some of them I wasn't welcome to be there from the beginning, from square one. But there were others that were glad I was there, but still, it was just different flavors of telling you how to earn God's acceptance. Some of them were, very strict and very stern. Some of them were more casual. But it was all about, Jesus, he starts your journey, but now we're going to give you all the do's and don'ts and all the things. Okay? And I mean, just going to, there was one church I went to that I thought was cool, because they were mostly hippies. I mean, they were like real casual, no suits and ties. You think that we're casual, they were even more casual. And their worship was just sitting around, strumming an acoustic guitar. Their preacher, he was like, he's kind of a hippie. But it was all about Jesus. But even though I was like, okay, I'm fitting in a little better here, still, on that real casual language, it was still, now let us kind of get across to you what you got to do to earn God's acceptance. It was the same thing, but just not through suit and tie. And anyway, later on that year, about a year after I got saved, both of these things happened in February. In February of 1981, I got born again. In February of 1982, I got married. And first thing we did was move to Florida. start a new life with, people we didn't know. And we went way down there. And we started going to a church that was a little storefront church. It wasn't even called church. It was called Word of Life. Word of Life. We started going there and thought, now, this is good because I'm not hearing no bad news. I'm not hearing a bunch of this religious do's and don'ts. Yeah, this will work. I think I could fit in here and learn something. And so one of the first things me and Angel did was we went to the Gulf of Mexico and got baptized. Back to church, kind of fired up about Jesus. The next thing that happened, just after a couple weeks there, we got baptized again in the Holy Ghost.
Amen.
Both of us. And again, this was so easy because she had been, raised a Catholic, and I had been raised a heathen. Neither one of us had a bunch of Baptist, Methodist, un-Pentecostal type filters to go through.
Amen.
Neither one of us had, well, you can't do that because I've heard that's of the devil. Neither one of us had those kind of filters in there. And they baptized us in water, okay. Baptized us in the Holy Ghost, boom, okay. Easy to receive because there wasn't nothing, no hurdles to get over.
Amen.
But then here's what happened. After about a year or two in that church and really growing spiritually, the church fell apart. And when that church fell apart, some people went to Colorado and started it, and another one, I think somebody was in Pennsylvania or something, and it just kind of fragmented and disappeared. And I think a few of the little remnants have started that same type church other places in the country. But all of a sudden we found ourselves like, oh, there ain't much of nothing else out there except in the religious groups, and really don't fit in with that at all. And so I'll just speak for me. I'm going to speak for Angel. I never lost my faith, my beliefs in Jesus, but I did begin to, my lifestyle begin to kind of go back, call it backsliding or whatever you would call it. My beliefs in Jesus never faded, but the way I lived my life did start to resort back to what it was before, a long time ago. In all of this, I guess my whole point, because we're in Galatians, my whole point is, this happens to people every day.
Yes.
And it's happened for a couple thousand years. This is what was happening to the Galatians. Paul came in to the area of Galatia, which we would now refer to as like Turkey, but it's bigger. And he planted a bunch of little churches to a bunch of non-Jewish, pagan type people. He introduced them to Jesus. He got them saved by his grace and their faith. And he got all these little churches planted all over Galatia. And people were really fired up and falling in love with Jesus. Things were going really good. So Paul left and went on some other missionary journeys. And after a couple of years, he went back and saw a mess. Because people that he called Judaizers came behind him. And they did that same thing. They said, we're glad that Paul introduced you to Jesus. Yes, that's good. Now, we're going to introduce you into kind of sort of how to be a Jew and stay saved. We're also, we're Jews, but we're complete Jews. We're Jewish converts. We also believe that Jesus was the Messiah. We're all about that. But now let us turn you on to the law and what you got to do. And that's what they start getting these pagan unbelievers who are just all on fire about Jesus all of a sudden found themselves, like I said, it gets kind of complicated. What am I supposed to do and not do? And things were not real well. When Paul got there and he was ticked off. And he told him, he said, you foolish bunch of believers.
Yeah.
How'd you end up in this? How did you believe this crap? Anybody that would come and teach you this message that's contrary to what I started you off on, they ought to be anathema. Cut off, cursed, done.
Amen.
I mean, yeah, it was really serious stuff.
Amen.
We're not going to start